Hey there. I should say good morning because right now it's morning time. Um, Today we're going to be talking about the Sun versus Saturn opposition. And I'm going to be doing some readings, pick a card readings from that. But before I dive into that, I'm just going to tell you very shortly the overall picture of Sun versus Saturn. What is to expect, and how can you work with it within your own natal chart. Very, um, simplified, because there are astrologers out there that can be very much more detailed than I can, but just to give you a few quick ways to dive into your natal chart. So we're going to be doing that in a little bit. First of all, I want to say welcome to anyone new. If this is your first time being on this channel, and there's a good chance that it is, at least right now as I'm recording this, because this is still a very small channel, I just want to say welcome. Nice to have you, and I hope you find something in this corner of YouTube that inspires you, that you can use for your own personal journey. To anyone who's returning, I just want to say welcome back. And I hope to continue to see you around here. I am always going to be doing, or at least whenever I can, I'm going to be doing timestamps. So if you want to skip straight ahead to the pick a card readings, then go ahead and do so. Um, you don't have to listen to me babble away about Sun versus Saturn, but the information is there, if for those of you that find that interesting. But if you're just here for the pick a card readings, you can find the readings, the cards in the timestamp um, in the description box below. And remember, as a small channel, any liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that, you know what to do, and I will be grateful for absolutely any little help that I can get. But let's dive into Sun versus Saturn and what that is about. And for that, I'm going to flip the camera down, and I'm going to be using the, let's see, this one. I'm going to be using this one to kind of exemplify what it is that's going on, and how you can work with your natal chart. I'm also going to be using these cards in the pick a card readings, by the way, among some other chosen ones here. So yeah, see you when the camera is on the table. Right, so let's take a look at what's going to happen. We're going to use that one, so we're actually kind of revealing these Starcode Astro Oracle decks while we're doing this. There is Saturn, our good friend Saturn. And we have the opposition right here. So we just had a new moon. I don't know about you guys, but I felt it pretty heavily. Do I have what I need? Let's just see. So if you, by any chance, felt like, God, this is hardly, this is not easy to get through and stuff like that, then rest assured that you are not the only one. It has been quite a hefty new moon this time. And this is a timeless reading, even though we're talking about Sun versus Saturn. So if you're jumping into this reading, say a year from now, then we're talking about the new moon in the beginning of September 2024. And that was a pretty hefty one. And there's a lot of things going on in the universe, planetary-wise. So Yeah, it makes sense that the energies are quite tough right now. Some of the tough energies are the Sun opposite of Saturn. Now, what does that mean? That basically means that we have the Sun, which is, us, our identity. It's the drive, it's the passion, it's the positive fire that kind of take the Sun card in the tarot deck, for example. It's the dawn of a new beginning, all of that. Obsession, I mean, it kind of, you can kind of tell what that's about. That's about, butting heads with each other. Then we have Saturn. Now, Saturn is kind of this um, black sheep in the family, because there's a lot of people that kind of think Saturn, oh no, um, not Saturn again. We don't want that kind of energy. And I'm kind of, I don't know if that's, the slightly dark side of me, or there's going to be plenty of people who's going to say you don't have a dark side. Well, I do, but yeah, it's not that obvious. Um, but Saturn is actually, yes, it's restrictions, it's what's that called? It's challenges, it's obstacles, stuff like that. But Jupiter and Saturn are actually two, for me, it's two gift bringers, where Jupiter is kind of the immature, juvenile way, where it's kind of like, party all night and, oh, we're having fun and, oh, let's go on a journey. Saturn is the one that says, well, you can have what you dream of, but you got to put in the work. Saturn is a karmic planet, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about that in just a little bit. So, we have the restrictions opposing the possibilities, the drive, the passion. So that is obviously going to create some tension. So and that's really the reason why I'm mentioning this before jumping into the bigger card readings, and that's because if you feel like around September the 8th, where it's going to top, if you feel like, gosh, you're not really getting anywhere with, the plans that you have, with your ambitions, with your goals, with your manifestations, it's probably got something to do with this energy. Where it gets interesting is when you start to dive into your natal chart, because as I said, Saturn is a karmic planet. So where Saturn is in your natal chart is more than likely an area of your life where you have some sort of karmic lesson or task to do. For me, and this is just an example, it's going to be different from you, but for me, Saturn is in my 11th house. That means, as it says here, community. It means friendships, it's social relationships, stuff like that. And that is where I have something in my life that I have to work with. And anyone who's, within my inner circle will know how true that is, because I don't let that many people into my inner circle. I don't trust people very easily. There are reasons for that. We're not going to dive into that. But it is definitely an issue that I have to work with. And it's actually also, and the realization of um, this job is actually one of the reasons why I'm doing videos like this, why I'm posting druidy, witchy kind of things on Instagram. That is really because that is one of my jobs. Uh, and the funny thing is that it's actually visible in my entire natal chart. It's this, work with the community, start, making connections, um, community wise and also personal wise. So that is definitely a big one for me. So I do advise, if you want to dive into it, go and check and see where Saturn is in your natal chart. Find out which house it's situated in, and you will probably get a few epiphanies from that. Another way you can work with this is to see, um, again, Saturn right now is in Pisces, as it's opposing the Sun. So another way you can work with this in your natal chart is to actually see where is Pisces in your natal chart. And in my natal chart, Pisces is in the 6th house, which is, health-wise, it's sustainability, it's, taking care of oneself. And I think you will realize that when you dive into where Pisces is in your chart, and I think it's some years actually that Saturn has been in Pisces, I think you're going to realize that in that period of time, it actually makes pretty much sense that that has been an issue. Because when Saturn is in Pisces in the 6th house, for me, that means that health-wise, sustainable-wise, there's some obstacles, there's some trouble going on. And again, anyone who's in my inner circle will know how true that is, because I've actually been dealing with a lot of pain in my joints and my muscular system, which has actually prevented me from, going out, being as active as I would like to be. So I can't wait for Saturn to leave Pisces, because I haven't actually checked where how it's going to be next, but that's going to be fun to look into. But anyway, that's the more personal level, but it's just examples of how you can work with Saturn and how you can be aware of what it is that Saturn does in regards to your natal chart. Because once we are aware, I mean, nothing is set in stone. It's not like you get a natal chart and then you just, are bound and enslaved to it for the rest of your life. It's actually, once you become aware, again, Saturn being the karmic teacher here, once you become aware, you have the tools to actually work your way out of it. And then we're going to start talking esoteric astrology, and I'm not going to dive into that because that's not where my expertise are. There are plenty of people out there who are far better at that. But yeah, so investigate. If you're interested in astrology and how the planets are working for you, I would definitely suggest checking out where Pisces is in your natal chart, which house it rules. And I would also suggest checking out where Saturn is situated in your house, because that is probably part of your karmic lessons. So, but for now, I mean, just the overall picture, that is a struggle between, the restrictions, the responsibilities, and the drive and the passion. So if you are experiencing any, kind of, slowing down in the energy on that field, there's a good reason for it. And although it's probably going to have a bit of a tail afterwards, after September the 8th, it is going to pass. So those were the words around Sun versus Saturn, and a few tips on the natal chart, how to work with that. Why don't we dive straight into the readings? Welcome back. We're about to find some cards, the key cards to sort of pull you into the reading that speaks to you. Now, the Sun is a fire element, and Saturn, usually it was connected to Aquarius, meaning it was an air element. And then in modern times, with the newer planets, it's connected to Capricorn. It was moved to the Capricorn and becoming an earth element. So I kind of wanted, a water element to sort of bring around some healing, some sort of ways to easing up that tension that this opposition may bring. But I did not actually have a water elemented themed oracle deck. So I've actually been, let me just show you the boxes. So I've been taking this one, And these cards, the water element, animals of this deck is actually what I have here, and I'm gonna let them be the keys into the reading. But you're also gonna get another. I'm just going to show you. These are also going to be in the reading, and I have taken all the water related cards out of this deck, and then we're going to be using them. So that's going to be our way around and getting into the water element. But let's find your free cards, see what wants to come out. We have the tortoise that will connect you to the love of Mother Earth. That is pile 1. And then we have the salmon will help you to mature emotionally and finalize emotional process. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's this one. And we have the pike that will help you overcome your past. Yes, those are quite powerful. Funny how these two are almost connected here. We're going to be drawing a few runes as well for each deck. Oops, this one's coming out. Let's put it here. This is Lagos, and that is kind of it's funny because it's kind of water element. It's the rune of flow. Could also be dreams, kind of Pisces energy. Then we have Rado, rune of journey, which is kind of interesting with the salmon because the salmon journeys back to its birthplace in order to lay its eggs and die. Let's see, what do we have? Oops, what do we have for the pike? Whoops, for the pike, we have the rune of Kano. Kano is it's a rune of openings. It can also be, in a more negative way, in kind of the wound. Yes. So rune of openings, rune of journeys, and the rune of flow connecting to our cards. So I'm gonna let these cards be here for a while, and you can just tap into it and feel which one is meant for you, and then I'm gonna see you in the readings. And remember, there are timestamps, so you can just skip straight ahead to whatever pile it is that you feel is for you, that speaks to you. See you in the readings. Hi there, pile 1. So you've chosen the tortoise that will connect you to the love of Mother Earth, and we have the rune of flow with it. Now let's see what other elemental we can get for you. Oh, this seems quite... We have the whale. We have the whale as a companion to the tortoise. And we're going to be drawing some from the Starcodes Astro Oracle as well to see for additional. Oh, apparently we're going to be getting 2. So we have Ceres with nurture. Let's just move these along a bit. And we have retrograde review. Yes. So my instant feeling about this is that there is something. We have two elemental animals here that are actually, there are long journeys behind them. You've come a long, long way to the point where you are now. It's been quite the journey. And I feel like it's not been an easy one either. Take the time to heal yourself, because there's a lot of past behind you. Obviously, there are for all of us, but it's a past that kind of pops up very often. It kind of drains your energy. Take the time to nurture yourself. I'm feeling some sort of, I'm not sure if it's sadness or if it's just, exhaustion. Take the time to rest. Take the time to, look at where you've been and find, some of the lessons that may bring. Let's look at some tarot cards for you. Oops, we have those. And we have this one as well. So let's see what we have. Yes, we have 8 of Cups. We have the 9 of Pentacles. We have the Hierophant. And we have the 8 of Wands. Let's just pull them down here so we can see them all. Put your speed down for a second. It is actually time to leave something behind. It is time to, but you're gonna have to look back and actually realize what it is that doesn't, serve you anymore. Something that you keep bringing up, something that you keep letting being an obstacle for you. It can be a memory, it can be an experience, whatever, but there's something that is best left behind. And I feel like you are pushing yourself. I feel like, maybe you're not taking the time to actually acknowledge the significance it has had for you. Take the time to actually dive into and see, learn what it is that you are being advised and told. Because in that lies actually, a great deal of, I want to say abundance, but that's not the right word. There are so many gifts lying in it for you. I also feel like, with the tortoise and the love of Mother Earth, there's a sense of, let me just pull this up for you. There's a sense of gratitude in this card. There's a sense of, not necessarily gratitude in terms of material things, but a gratitude for the life, a gratitude for what you have. Leave, the unhelpful things behind and look at what you actually have. Be it family, be it a good job, be it a place, a home that you feel comfortable in. There is something that you need to look at, that you need to acknowledge, and that you need to really take in and own that this is yours. This is what you actually have to bring, because Mother Earth is not just about what she gives to you, it's also about what you can offer to her. It's a give and take. It's, we're one spirit. So there is a reason why we're here. There's something that we're here to bring forth to Mother Earth, to the world. But it starts with ourselves, and it starts with you, and you need to find a place of nurture for yourself. It's been a long journey, and you've deserved the rest. Let's dive into some other tarot cards. Can we have additional information, please? I think these are those. So we have, again, the Eight of Cups. Whoops, sorry. The Eight of Cups. We have the Four of Cups, the Ten of Cups. Wow. And the King of Cups. Oh my. I mean, if you ever needed a reason to leave what doesn't serve you behind, you have it right here. Don't waste your time on things that don't serve you. And take the rest. Take the rest to actually figure out what it is that is supposed to be left behind. Because, my, look at this. You are on your way. The sun is setting on you. You're on your way. You are winning the battle. And with all these cups, I'm going to say that this is not necessarily something externally in your life. I'm going to say with the cups that it's probably some tendency within yourself. Maybe what you need to leave behind is actually, a brooding kind of being. The way that we can sometimes, keep going over the same thing over and over and over and over again. Maybe that is what you need to leave behind, because there are a lot of cups here. The cups are emotions, it's the feelings, it's the subconscious. So take a look within yourself and try to acknowledge what part of you is actually hindering your own journey forth. And once you find that, and once you start working with that, you're going to be connected to the love of Mother Earth. You're going to be connected to your life purpose. Now, with the Saturn energy that's opposing the Sun, this work may be a little bit restricted, but given the fact that, I'm going to say that with Saturn opposing the Sun, do take the time, you take a step back. It's a perfect time to take a step back, because there are so many, power struggles in that opposition that, sometimes you need to kind of distance yourself from the actual drama, if we can put it that way, to sort of recognize, where it is that things are beneficial for you, and where, you are kind of hitting a dead end. And this reading is actually speaking totally into that. Take a step back. Take the time to nurture. Take the time to take a breath and look at the situation. Try and distance yourself from the issue that you're in. Try and distance yourself from the immediate reactions of yourself and take a look into what it is within you that are hindering your goals. What is it that is dimming your sun? What is Saturn telling you? In other words, what is Saturn telling you that prevents your sun from shining? And it's probably something within that you need to let go of. And when you do that, your sun is going to shine. It's going to rise. You're going to win the battle. You're going to look at how turbulent the seas are and how victorious this man is. You're on your way. You're on your way. But just, take a step back. Take a breath. And you have, my goodness, you have, with that long journey, you have deserved the nurture. You have deserved a little time to take a breath. So, take it, use it. Let Sun fight with Saturn all at once. Just take a step back and look into where the opportune road is for you to go ahead. My dear Pile 1, those were the words. I can tell that, I'm not really getting any more information in right now. I'm not being called to draw more cards. So I'm going to say that this is the reading for you. I hope that this resonated. And if not, maybe this weren't your reading. It does happen that every now and again we choose the wrong reading for any. It can be because we like the tortoise, but it wasn't really that one that we were supposed to choose. So, but I do hope it resonated. I do hope that you found your place within this reading, and that I kind of feel like whenever I feel like when I said that you need to leave something behind inside you, I have a feeling that you know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to go as far as say that if you did not instantly know what I was talking about when I said this, I'm going to go as far as saying that this is not the reading for you. Because I do feel like it's not something you have to dive deep to figure out. I think you know what this is about. I think you know what it is that you need to leave behind. And I also think you know what it is you need to nurture. So I'm just here to tell you your intuition is correct. Follow your intuition because it's going to guide you towards that rising sun. Blessed Pile 1, this is your reading. I wish all the best for you, and I hope to see you in the next reading I'm going to make. Bless you. Hi there, Pile 2. So, you have chosen the salmon. The salmon that will help you mature emotionally and finalize emotional processes. And we have the rune of journey, Rado, which is kind of funny because, as I said in the opening, the salmon is, he or she travels back to the birthplace, up rivers, through obstacles, to lay the eggs and to eventually die. So there's a lot of journey symbolic in the salmon. But let's dive into what else the cards have to tell you. We're gonna get this one. We have the seal for you. Card number 14. We're also going to be drawing some Starcode Astro Oracle cards for you. Oops, we have that one. Do we have another one? No, we don't. So we have this one for you. Heal. Yes. Oh, yes. Chiron is the big healer. I'm getting sort of a heavy energy in here. I'm going to look at the cards, the tarot cards, and see what's up. Obviously, maturing emotionally, it can kind of, seem I feel like you're carrying some pretty hefty wounds. But there's kind of a light to it as well, because the seal, when I think about the seal, it's kind of this, it goes, effortlessly through the water. And I feel like despite of these wounds, you've actually been able to create your own flow through life. But I feel like it's catching up on you. I feel like you're reaching a point where you can't, hide from those wounds any longer. Let's see what the cards have to say. We have the King of Wands. Let's see, can you see this here? The King of Wands. There. We have the King of Cups. Oh, we got big cards. We have Temperance, the Chariot, and Ace of Wands. Wow, those are big cards. Let me just think about them. I feel like you've been, from the outside, it seemed like you've been on top of your game. And on the inside, it's kind of like, I want to say this is kind of a typical guy thing, because unfortunately we do tend to look like we are on the top of our game on the external side, and on the inside we might be dealing with a lot of crap, to pardon the language. But you don't have to be a guy to do that. So I feel like there's kind of this energy of giving an impression of everything being okay, of making things work, doing the work, putting in the work, but on the inside there's actually some kind of struggle going on. I feel like these cards are actually telling you to balance things out, not to lose your grip entirely on the external factors. I mean, keep, making things work, but make place for the healing, make place for the things on the inside, because right now there's not a balance. Right now there's too much effort in, excuse me, there's too much effort in, I want to say pretending, but I don't feel like that is the right word. It's sort of like keeping up appearances. Balance it out. Don't, if someone asks you, for instance, if you're okay, be honest. Not in the ways of telling your life story or just making it all come out, but be honest. Okay, well, I'm doing okay, but there are something that I'm struggling with. So if I feel a bit off or feel like I'm not really there, then it's because I've got something on my mind. You don't have to reveal every little detail. Of course, it depends on who asks and whether or not you have their confidence, but or confidence, their trust. Um, but it is time to start balancing things out. We have the chariot as well. I mean, the chariot is also about choosing, and it can be about you know choosing either path, but usually the right path is in the middle, and the man with the chariot is actually making sure that the animals are heading in the same direction, not pulling, you know, their separate ways, but are actually kind of creating a momentum forward. And these cards are actually telling you, make that connection with the animals, make that, sort of passage through where you balance things out. And that is going to lead to something. It's going to create a new momentum for you. It's going to create a kind of well needed new momentum. We have some other tarot cards. Let's see if. Oh, okay, so we want those out, obviously. Can we have any additional information for my pile 2 here? Maturing emotionally. Can we have additional information about this emotional process? Yes, those were the cards. So, any additional information? We have the King of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and wowza, the Tower. Let go of that control. You don't have to do everything on your own. You really don't. I want to just quite quickly say that this card came out in pile 1 as well. So if you felt any sort of inkling in trying to choose the tortoise but went with this one, there might be additional information for you there. It's not the exact same reading, but it's actually also a reading about healing. So, and about letting go. So, let go of that control. You don't have to keep up those, you don't have to do everything on your own. Actually, I want to say this reading is telling you to reach out for someone to assist you. I'm going to say that it's going to be someone to assist you with some of the more external things in your life so you can actually take the time to look at some of the things on the inside. Because I feel like you are being way too busy on the outside to actually make room for what you need to make room for. Your journey right now is on the inside. It's about, maturing emotionally, finalizing emotional processes. It's about healing up some wounds in your life. But it's hard to do that if we're too busy with the external life. If we're too busy with making ends meet, with jobs, with children, with family, with obligations, all of that. Make sure, I know that every situation is its own, and some people find, reaching out very hard. Some people don't really have that network. But in whatever way you can, and even however small it may seem, You don't have to do it alone. Reach out because you need that. You need someone, even if it's just a small bit of the external factors that you're juggling with right now. Make sure that someone comes in and assists with even just a little bit of it. If they can take a bigger chunk of it, that's perfect. But even if it's just a little bit goes a long way as well. Because you need the space right now. You need the space to heal. You need the space to, yeah, to heal. Because, and we do have, I mean, the tower is quite a big one. But we do have messages that there's something new for you. There's a new way for you to go. There is a change needed in your life. There is an emotional process to close off, to finish, to sort of put to rest, to leave behind. And you need the time to do that because you're meant to be somewhere else. You're meant to start something new. Something new that's going to make a huge difference in your life. Can we get any additional information as to how or who to reach out to? I mean, where does this help come from? Okay, this one wants out and this one wants out. Where can we find this help for my pile two? 4 of Wands, 2 of Cups. I want to say look within your immediate inner circle. The 2 of Cups is usually the love card. Look at this 8 here. There is someone very close to you that can actually assist you with this work. The question is, do you let them? Are you letting them know that you actually need them? And my guess is that maybe you feel like, oh, but you're going to lose face if you say, you need help. But my guess is that it's actually going to be well received. So take a look within your inner circle. I mean, this is, usually a lover's card, but it can be, close family as well. It can be someone you trust deeply. It can be a very close friend. It doesn't have to be, romantic relationship per se. But once you reach out to them, and really it doesn't have to be any more than just, I mean, can you help me with some tasks because there's something personal I have to deal with right now. And my guess is that they are going to receive that really well. They're going to take that as, a sign of trust, a sign of they being that important to you. I don't know about you, but when people ask me to help them or confide in me or something like that, I'm actually deeply humbled and incredibly grateful because that means that there's someone in my life that trusts me with that. So look within your inner circle, reach out, let them help you with some of the external things so you can set some time off, some time free, some energy free to do some of the healing, some of the inner work, and leave behind what doesn't serve you. My lovely pile 2, those were the words for you. I am not being called to draw any more cards or to say anything else other than just, remember to balance things out. You do not have to do all the work on your own. There are people there willing to help you. So use them. Take their help. All my excuse me, there was something in my throat there. All my blessings to you. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope this were a help to you. And yeah, I hope to see you in a reading soon. Bye. Hi, Pile Free. So you have chosen the pike that will help you overcome your past, together with the rune of openings, which can also be a rune of wounds. Now I must say that these readings has been a lot about healing and a lot about, overcoming past. So if it's been difficult choosing one of the three, I'm guessing there's a good reason for it, because it's really a lot about healing. But we have the pike and the rune of openings. Let's see what additional elemental for you we have. The scorpion. Now, if we're looking at the scorpion as far as the zodiac goes, scorpions are those kind of, lashing out if they get threatened. So what is it with this? Let's draw some of the... Oh, apparently these are for you. Right, let's see. So we have Venus, the beloved, and mid-heaven pinnacle. I want to draw one more for you. Can we have an additional card? Yes, we can. And we have the 10th house, authority. Let's see if we can fit them all in here. Barely. Let's see. There we have them. Okay. So, my beautiful pile 3. The pike is here to help you overcome your past. A past with wounds, a past with some sort of sting. And I'm feeling like that sting comes from someone that has some kind of authority in your life. It can be a parent, it can be a teacher, it can be a boss on the job. It is some kind of authority, some kind of authority figure that is not that easily, to defend yourself against. The beloved. What is the role of the beloved here? Let's have additional information. Oh, there's a lot of cards for you here. So, we have the Knight of Swords, we have the Magician, beautiful, we have the Sun, then we have the Seven of Wands, oh sorry, the Six of Wands, and we have the Seven of Wands too, and we have the Ace of Cups. Yes. So I do feel like I'm seeing the authority figure as well, and there's some kind of sting to it. I can't really get my senses on what it's about. But there's some issue with an authority figure that has caused issues. Did you see it coming? I feel like you didn't see it coming, but I also feel like you are coming out on a good side here, because I do see a lot of, really, really positive cards here. I mean, this is the card of victory, and this is, a card of fighting back. But it's also fighting back against unknown enemies. So I do feel like there is a need to sort of tap into where your enemies are. What are those enemies? Because there's some kind of, the Scorpio can also be, illusions. There's some sort of hidden, something untangible here. Are you fighting something that is rooted in your past? But again, meanwhile, although I have this, kind of wound overcoming something, I do feel like there's a big emphasis on you winning, you getting out on top. It can be a beloved that assists you. It can also be a beloved that, were the kind of authority role figure in your life that kind of caused the wound. It can kind of go either way. Can we have additional information, please? Oh, there's a lot. Can we have additional information, please? This one, too. I think you're the pile with the most cards, actually. The cards are really coming out for you. Let's see. Look at that. That's crazy. The Knight of Swords. This has actually been, in the readings, there's actually been quite many of these. And the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. Yes. Oh, this is, it's a heavy sting. I get why the cards want to come out for you, because that there's a really heavy sting around this reading. I want to put the emphasis on the Sun right now. I'm not really sure why yet, but the Sun keeps coming up. in my head. I want to put some emphasis on the sun. We have mid-heaven. Mid-heaven is where the sun is at its highest peak. And again, that usually resembles the father and authority figure. We also have the Ten of Swords, with the sun rising. We have the sun here as well, breaking new dawns. And we have, this is a sun versus Saturn reading. So I want to put some emphasis on the sun. And this is kind of like, striking the sun too. You are not your past. I'm not quite sure why I'm saying that in all of this, but it pops into my mind and I have to be true to that. You are not your past. Your past is not who you are today. And there is a lot of heaviness in your past. But it's also the brink of a new dawn. And look at this. I remember something. I don't know. I think it was on some reel on Instagram where I had this. There were these words saying, well, just remember that the last thing, when you sow a seed, the last thing to come is the fruit. And I feel like this reading, I mean, if we look at the cards before, I do feel like you are definitely being comforted in the fact that the dawn is coming. It's always darkest before the dawn, as they say. And we do have the Ten of Swords here. It's always darkest before the dawn, but the dawn is coming. The dawn, the sun is rising. And I do feel like it's going to be, we have a lot of nights, and nights are really, the active, the pushing, the traveling, the go forth, go getters. So I do feel like we have a lot of energy put into making this sun rise. I'm getting, just make sure not to use all your energy. Don't put all your energy in one basket. Take a little bit of time to be still as well, because this there's a heavy burden here. Instead of I feel like you can be tempted to just drop it, just leave it. And I wouldn't blame you if you did. No one can, really. We always got to do what we feel we got to do. But I do feel a sense of saying, take a few sticks out at a time. In whatever sense that, however that resonates in your own individual situation, because it's going to be different. It is a general and a timeless reading, despite of Saturn versus the Sun as a theme. Take a few sticks out of the basket at a time before you just drop it and just let them spill all over. Just put them aside gently, easily, orderly. You're going to see the fruits come. There is a key to how to deal with this. Can you see this? Gosh, I love these cards. I love these. Let me just show you. These are the cards. Tarot of the Abyss. I absolutely love them. They are so expressional. So my beautiful souls, obviously this is going to be different, and maybe maybe there are a lot of different circumstances out there. Maybe that's because I'm not really getting a specific kind of message for you of what this is about, but there is a heavy burden that needs to be released. And I do feel like the cards are telling you that the dawn is coming. I think English people would say, "Fret not, it's going to be okay." And you are more than capable of creating that road yourself. Not saying you're going to have to do all the work yourself, but you have what you need to figure this out. You have already within you. The pike is already there. The pike is already there to help you overcome your past, to overcome whatever burden it is that has been carried along. You don't have to carry it anymore. It's not important to you anymore. Be your own authority figure. Be your own healer. Be your own magician. And I have a feeling that right now you're saying, but I don't know how. I'm going to say, yes, you do. You do know how. I am aware that you may not know that you know how. Which is kind of an annoying answer, isn't it? But you actually do. My eyes are gazing on this one again. My attention is being drawn to this card when I say that you don't know how. I want to take up this rose quartz as well. Consider this. Is there a female energy? And when I say female energy, I'm not necessarily talking about a woman. I'm talking about a female energy, and that can be in a man or non-binary person as well. Is there a female energy in your life that could assist you, that could take part in some of this journey, that can be your witness in this journey? Is there a beloved person in your life that can be your support system? I'm just realizing right now that the beloved, the Venus is, it's in the center of all of it. And I'm going to let it be there. We have card 21. Number 21 is also the world card in the tarot deck, in the major arcana. It's also the number 3. It's the number of cooperation. It's the number of unions, of communities. This burden is not yours alone. In whatever sense it makes, it can be not yours alone as in someone else has been through something similar. It can also be not yours alone as in someone can actually help you take out some of the sticks, some of the ones in this basket before you put it down. But consider the female energy here, because I keep coming back to, my eyes keep being drawn to it. So this has a significance in terms of overcoming the past, in terms of, letting the heaviness go. And then rest assured, the dawn will come. and I have a feeling it's gonna come sooner rather than later. And I believe those were the words. As I've said in the other readings, I reach a point where I'm no longer feeling the need to draw new cards, and there's no longer words coming up in my mind that I feel I need to say. And this is actually the point. So, this is the reading for you, my dear Palfrey. And gosh, you have many cards coming out, but I really don't. I really don't blame the cards because there is a lot to work through, and I am my deepest empathies for you, Palfrey. Um, I'm sorry you have to go through that hard work, but rest assured, the dawn will come. Beautiful Palfrey, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this inspired you on your journey ahead. And I hope to see you in the readings in the future. Now, remember, I actually forgot to say this in the other readings, but never mind. But remember that if this was helpful, inspirational, whatever, then any like, subscribe, sharing, all of that will be a big help for a small channel like mine. So, any help, I will be deeply grateful. But I'm just going to send all my best wishes to you, and I'm going to wish you a blessed day. Thank you.